Crap. Ow. Wait, no. No, that works. Hello everyone and welcome back to Noia Dev, the series that aims to prove that one developer can create a successful MMO RPG. My name is Dane and this week on Noia Dev we're talking about the new Hive dungeon boss. Before we get into the dungeon boss, I do have a few changes to go over, starting with some of the bugs. A few items and skills have been missing their sprites or descriptions, and that's been corrected. Most notably, the cool looking stick. Everybody needs a cool looking stick. The infinite gold bug when using a loot pet has been fixed. Sorry, but you all knew that was coming. I understand that gold can be a setback when players are trying to test things quickly, so I am going to be adding more functionality to Jeebs, the admin NPC, so keep an eye out for that. And last but not least, there was a pathing issue in the mind map. Players were not able to walk up these stairs in order to talk to Maul. But that's enough about the bugs for now, so let's talk about the new additions to the game. First off, something every game should have. There is now a skip button on all cutscenes. Until now, you guys could use the escape key to skip cutscenes, but that didn't count on mobile, and admittedly, there was nothing that actually explained this. That's my bad. But now there's an actual button that can be pressed, so that's good. Moving on, there are new quests that have been added to the Hive dungeon. If a player has completed all of Norman's and the Fae quest line, they will have been given a quest to speak to the Hive Queen to find out why the Hive bees are being so aggressive. They will also have been given a crafting recipe to teach them how to craft a bee candy. Eating a bee candy will transform the player into a cute bee for 1 hour. If a player enters the beehive while transformed as a bee, they will enter a quote friendly version of the beehive. However, players need to be wary. The bee transformation only lasts an hour, and if the player tries to talk to a bee once the transformation has worn off, they will be kicked out of the hive. While in this safe version of the hive, players can talk to the other bees and most importantly, talk to some of the boss bees, namely the nurse, behemoth, and hive queen. I'm not really good at naming things, so if you guys want to offer names for these bosses, you should leave a comment. Each of these bosses will offer quests for the player while they are disguised as a bee. The nurse will offer quests to help care for the young, or the brood as they're being called, and even give insight into the issues with the hive. The behemoth will request that the player go and check in on the elite fighting force to make sure they are ready for an imminent attack on the surrounding forests. And finally, the hive queen's dialogue will continue the forest storyline, seeing the player return to Norman with info gathered from within the hive. If a player enters the hive while not transformed as a cute bee, they will instead find themselves in the dungeon version of the hive, full of less than friendly bees. Speaking of that, let's talk about the new dungeon boss of the hive, the Hive Queen, making this the third and final boss of the dungeon, the other two being the nurse and the behemoth. Originally, I had thought that the behemoth was going to be the hardest boss, but now I'm honestly not sure which boss of the hive is going to be more difficult anymore. The behemoth is pretty brutal. It ruthlessly chases down its target with powerful punches, and it can splash honey to slow that target down. It has this powerful 3-part slam attack that hurts a lot. And the behemoth can also summon honey elementals. Those elementals will slowly move towards the behemoth, and if those elementals reach it, it gains a shield that needs to be broken through before it can take any more damage again. The behemoth truly lives up to his name. But when I was testing the fight against the Hive Queen, it is just pure chaos the entire time. The Hive Queen is so powerful she doesn't even need to move. Her scythe attacks can reach you from anywhere within her throne room. She can rain honey globs that leave persistent honey pools that will slow any players unlucky enough to walk through them. Her powerful wings will send players flying to the far corners of the throne room, and her scythe hurricane will tear you to shreds. And of course, she can summon her elite Hive guards to protect her as well. I am super excited for you guys to try this out and give your feedback on these fights. Now, a good boss fight is not necessarily a good reward in and of itself. There needs to be loot too, and I'm working on that. You guys have been really awesome on the Noia Discord, and I have added these awesome bee-themed weapons into the game, but I don't have any weapon skills made for them just yet. So I need to brainstorm some weapon skill ideas that would be appropriate for these bee-themed weapons. If you guys have any ideas, let me know down in the comments or on the Noia Discord server. Link in the description. I am thinking that either the nurse or the Hive Queen should also have a chance to drop a pet. I want to add a cute bee pet that you guys can summon, because right now the only pet in the game is the slime pet, and the slime pet won't really be in the underworld in the final version of the game. It's simply there now because I needed to put it somewhere for you guys to have a loot pet to play around with. I also know that fighting these bosses in level 1 armor is gonna be pretty difficult, so I probably need to get you guys some more armor options. You guys can't be wearing burlap cloth forever, so look forward to that coming soon. And that's it for this week. I had an absolute blast these past 2 weeks creating the new attacks for the Hive Queen, mainly because I didn't have to troubleshoot anything. All of her attacks were mechanics that I had created months ago. We're really getting to a point where I don't necessarily need to be focusing on coding new mechanics anymore, and I can focus on adding content to the game. If that sentence doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. I really want to focus on adding some more armor to the game for you guys for these new boss fights, and maybe even some new attacks. So I gotta get back to work. I'll see you next time. Bye.